I'm Jason Klamm. I do a lot of different things. My Twitch stream is primarily dedicated to me doing weird stuff like this. So, as you can see, today we're streaming a $200, we're going to be listening to a $200 45 RPM record. Very specifically, it is this one that I'm going to get for you right now. So, this is... the best part of breaking up is making up. Now, this is a song by Phil Spector and other folks. The B-side is entitled Woman. Now, I do not know the full history about this, and I'm not entirely sure why it's $200. I'm going to, here, I'll just show you very quickly what, so there is this record company called Magenta Records. Freeland, Michigan. Now, the reason I know anything about them is because my uncle-in-law, Dick Smith, also goes by the name John Rivers as a DJ, has for a long time. He worked, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to misremember this, but he managed this band called the Feris Wheel. Now, the Feris Wheel was not their original name. It was the Paupers, but there was a Canadian group that had that name. So they went under the Feris Wheel with one R. And that was just to avoid any legal issues. And what you're going to see here again, let me just pull this up again. So the Feris Wheel, that is to say, Magenta Records did just these two records, at least available on Discogs. And by the way, I know nothing about music. I'm normally a comedy record guy, but I'm fascinated about this one. And I do this podcast called Rarefied Air. With my friend Josh Mills, and we were talking with Amanda Ade, who's Meatloaf's daughter, and the Popcorn Blizzard came up, because that is a group that was one of, if not the first of Meatloaf's groups. You can see this album was released in 1968. This 45 was released in 68, not album. The Ferris Wheel was probably around the same time, because again, same label, same color, and I was fascinated that the two records that were released were by somebody I was interviewing, her father, and my uncle-in-law. And this particular record, if you go in here, not a lot of information on it, except for one for sale for $200. It's a $200 record. So I told my uncle-in-law about this, and he said that's remarkable, because that's more than they ever got for a single gig, back in the 60s, of course. So he just sent me, he found a few that he had sitting around. He sent one to me, and I want to play it today. I have not heard it yet, and I'm going to, right now, I'm just going to shut off my sound and put on the sound of the record so we can all give it a listen. Now, I just also warn you as well, this is not the best quality record player you're about to hear. Should be fine, but let's... now I can hear myself echoing. That's super fun. Let's give this thing a listen while I put it on. 1 second.
Anyway, we break up, I'm gonna wanna cry. I can make you happy then and hold you oh so tight. Tell me why, I wanna know. Tell me why, oh is it so that the best part of breaking up is when you're making up? Best part of breaking up is when you're making up. The best part of breaking up is sure you're making up with me. Every time you leave me, I get teardrops in my eyes. The day is sure to come my way when you don't wanna try. Tell me why, I wanna know. Tell me why, oh is it so that the best part of breaking up is when you're making up? Best part of breaking up is when you're making up. The best part of breaking up is when you're making up, is when you're making up with me. breaking up is when you're making up. Best part of breaking up is when you're making up. The best part of breaking up is sure you're making up with me. The best part of breaking up is when you're making up. Best part of breaking up is when you're making up. Best part of breaking up is when you're making up. Best part of breaking up is when you're making up. Best part of...
Well, there we go. There we go. That is as 60s as you're gonna get. So I am gonna now flip over, of course, to our B side. Now it's very more low tempo, I guess, than I expected. It's fun. It's fun. I like this stuff from this period. Woman is the name of the song. Woman. Oh, I almost accidentally just quoted So I Married an Axe Murderer, and I don't like that movie. So yeah, here we go. This is gonna be Woman by Rod Argent, performed by the Feris Wheel. Not their real name. Let's see. Let's pull this up. And one more time. I will be dancing again, and I apologize.
Woman, when I walked with you last night, I saw that you'd soon hold me tight. I can't conceive, girl, I can't believe you love me true. You don't realize what you can do. I just sympathize, but still it's true. I can't conceive, girl, I can't believe you love me true. Oh, yeah, yeah. You don't seem to understand my mind. Seems that girls who do are hard to find. I can't conceive, girl, I can't believe you love me true. Woman, when I walked with you last night, I saw that you'd soon hold me tight. I can't conceive, girl, I can't believe you love me true. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I didn't want that to be over. That was too quick. And I apologize. It might have cut out there for a second. Went to my droid cam, and my droid cam wasn't up. So, also, this is my hat. This is my new music listening hat. I've had this hat for a long time, but it is now for music listening. So, there we are. There's Woman. And there's, again, the best part of breaking up is making up. And again, just to point this out, it is a $200 record because it's just that rare. They're not easy to get a hold of. Again, this stuff was independently put together. Let me actually pull up, see if I've got any notes from my uncle about this record to see if I can give you any. You can, by the way, listen to. I interviewed him about a 45 he made years ago, a comedy 45 that was distributed to all kinds of radio stations, or supposed to be distributed to all kinds of radio stations back in the 60s and 70s. I think it's just the 70s. If you listen to the Comedy on Vinyl podcast and just look under Dick Smith, boy, oh boy, that's a hell of a story, because basically every copy they had got ruined. But I'm trying to see if I have any notes here. Yeah, so it was January 12th, 2017 when I interviewed him. Here's something fascinating about this particular record that we're talking about. So the name of the gentleman, the other, ooh, like that sound? Luckily that wasn't the record that hit the needle. Okay, let's see here. You may not have heard that. So the other Dick that's involved here is Dick Wagner, who's listed here as producer. So the story that I have is that he wasn't exactly producing this. I'll just read this verbatim, what I have down here. The single was recorded in Cleveland in a studio in the basement of the building housing, among other businesses, the NBC stations. This Dick was recording in a studio down the hall when the Feris Wheel lead guitarist couldn't nail a particular segment. My uncle went down the hall and asked this Dick to take a moment and show him how it was done. He laid down the track in a single take. That I love these old kinds of stories where it's just like, hey, can you come down and just show him how it's done, and then it just immediately fixes it. So you know, the history behind these kinds of things is always fascinating. There's always at least one story behind these records. I'd love to know the story behind the popcorn incident. What I called, Jesus, popcorn. I'll look them up again. It is a popcorn blizzard. It is a good name. Maybe it's just not memorable enough because my brain is fried. But yeah, so there you go. There's a lot more stuff about him. I'm going to have to actually interview my uncle maybe in more detail about this record now that he sent it to me. I like both of those songs. I apologize for the quality. This record player is, again, this is not an archival record player. It's barely functioning enough as a record player for anything to even come through. So yeah, that's there's a little story about the Feris Wheel, aka what were they called? The Paupers. So you know, you don't want to get sued, especially not from a Canadian, because it's more embarrassing because they're so nice. There we go. I don't really do this is unusual for me. Normally I would come on here and I would stream comedy records for my other channel for Comedy on Vinyl. But that is about it. This is, you'll see behind me, J of all trades is what I normally do, or what I'm starting to do, where I make stuff, and I don't know, there you are. I make all kinds of things. I've got an instruction video coming up on how I edit audiobooks that I narrate. I've got stuff about comedy records, like that. That is not a comedy record you can buy, but I will talk about it one day. And sculpture. I made this sculpture years ago. I don't know, things like that. So there you go. Thank you for putting up with my bullshit, but also for listening to this record with me. That was a ton of fun. Maybe I'll do it again if I get something else rare and I have anything to say about it, because I know nothing about music. So there we are. Thank you so much for joining me, and hopefully we will do this again very soon as I figure out what my shortcut keys are to go bye-bye. Bye.